Hey everyone, what's up? It's Rhea and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, like I said, I'm Rhea. I'm a lifestyle vlogger, beauty content creator, sometimes even like professional content. So if any of that sounds like something that you like, then subscribe down below, give this video a like, and we'll get right on into the video. And if you subscribe down below, just know it really means so much to me. Anyways, first off, if you like how my hair looks, I did one of those TikTok heatless curl tricks with like the rope around your head. You know what I'm talking about? Maybe not. I think it came out so well. I think it probably works with my hair texture, but that's not what the video is about. The video is kind of pertaining to what I'm going through currently right now, which I cannot fully share, unfortunately. Believe me, I'd love to shout it from the rooftops to everyone I know, but gotta keep it on the down low until I know what's going on. But I want to do a video on things that I like to do when I need like a mental reset or just to like calm down my mental state. I'm going through a very overwhelming and very big change as we speak, and that can cause a lot of stress, a lot of overthinking, a lot of crying. Let's just say I've been a little all over the place when it comes to my mental health and just how I'm thinking and my thinking patterns and my emotions. So I just thought it would be a good video to talk about when I'm currently going through all this and things that I like to do to help me reset that pattern. So the first thing that I like to do and that Brett tells me to do as soon as I'm struggling with anything is to journal. I have a whole video about journaling. If you've never tried to journal and you'd like to know how to journal or just tips on journaling, I can link that down below. But I'll just briefly talk about journaling here. I never really journaled until probably midway through last year, but I don't always do it consistently. When I recorded the journaling video, I was doing it almost every day, but now I forget to do it, especially when good things are happening. That's when I forget to do it the most. And sometimes that's when you should write about it the most, because then you can appreciate it more. So I am not perfect at this. I don't journal every day. If I am going through a hard time, I always pull out my journal just to write the words out, get the words from my mind onto a piece of paper so I can let them go. And there's many different things that you can write about. You can just write randomly and just write whatever pops into your head. You don't really have to have a prompt if you don't want to. That's generally what I go for. But there's also like many prompts that you could do to help you figure out how to feel better. So a couple of prompts that I would say are good are, what am I grateful for? That's always like the number one prompt that you can always write about, because you have so many things around you to be grateful for. And even if you're going through a hard time, there are still things to be grateful for. And when you recognize those things, then more things that you will be grateful for will come your way. At least that's how Brett and I see it, and I know a lot of people see it that way. That's what I like to think. But just write about what you're grateful for, what you're thankful for, what you're happy to have in your life. And sometimes that can just make you feel better and to put into perspective how you were feeling before and be like, well, I have all these great things. Why am I so stressed? Another prompt is, how am I feeling really? And why am I feeling this way? And just digging deep into why you're feeling stressed, why you're feeling overwhelmed, why you're feeling like you need a reset, and just really digging into those emotions and those thoughts. And you never know. I think honestly getting the thoughts out are usually just what I need. It's not a perfect fix. It's not just gonna make every problem go away, but it does put into perspective the severity of problems when you write it down instead of just having it in your head. And then another prompt I thought of, is there anything that I can do right now to change the mood that I am in? Just thinking of anything that you could actually do in the moment or write about, or just a small change in your life, like getting up earlier or going to bed earlier or something. Could that help me get out of this mental state or this mood? So just try to think of what could actually help you and a change that you could make that would get you out of where you were before. Done with journaling. There's many other prompts online. I could link a few down below if you would like. You can really write about anything your heart desires. And the next thing I like to do when I'm in a bad mood or I'm overwhelmed or all of the above, is to read. And I generally read fiction, which I know is not everyone's cup of tea. It's not Brett's, it's not my friend Holly's, but fiction is what I love to read. So I will pull out a good fiction book, I will haul up on my couch with a awesome blanket and a pillow and just read. And some people may just see it as a distraction, but if you have already tried to deal with the mood that you're in or the way that you've been feeling and it's still hard, I think reading is a good way to just kind of get out of your world and go into a different one. And you could even read nonfiction if you want to, because they have a lot of useful information. I mean, self-help books a ton of people love because they think that it helps them on to the next step of their life. So if you think that's what you need as well, you could look for a nonfiction book that may pertain to the situation you're in, and that could honestly help you get through it. So I think reading is an awesome tool that not everyone uses enough. My next tip is to go for a walk. I don't do this enough, but when I do this, it's like life-changing. In one of my recent vlogs, I went for a walk and I just walked through my whole neighborhood, and it just seems to do like an overwhelming blanket of calm on you when you go for a walk, especially if you live in like kind of a peaceful area. Some people see walking as like a moving meditation because you can just be present with your surroundings and just not think about your thoughts and just enjoy the exploration of it all. Or you can think about all of the thoughts that you were having, but for some reason on a walk it's in a more productive way. I don't know what else to say. I don't know if you don't agree with me. I just think getting out of your usual environment and just exploring somehow helps you. And I know when I'm stressed and overwhelmed, I probably stay in my apartment a lot more than I should. So a walk just kind of gets me away from my apartment, and that also helps me clear my head to not be in my apartment all the time. So maybe that's why walks help so much, but just go for a walk. Get up, go outside, especially it's summertime. It's nice. Take advantage of it. We don't get it much up here. The next thing I put is yoga and exercise, which are things that I've been doing more. I do yoga sometimes. It's so relaxing. It just helps stretch you out. It helps you breathe correctly, because when you're doing yoga, you think about when you should be breathing in and breathing out. And if you're following a video, they kind of tell you when to breathe in and breathe out. I just think that is also a form of moving meditation, because you're focused on your breath and you're focused on your pose instead of being focused on anything else. Let that shit go and just be there doing the yoga practice. And then I also put exercise because I've been doing 12-3-30 recently, and I know it's just like walking on a treadmill, but it is kind of hard and you do sweat a lot. And I have just enjoyed taking those 30 minutes to myself to just walk and to enjoy a show or enjoy YouTube or to enjoy a book while you're walking. So it's like kind of combining a couple of my tips together. So what more could you want? I just think that exercising makes you feel good afterwards, and I don't always do it as much as I should. Okay, but I know when I do it the most is when I feel the best. So get out there, get moving, get some exercise in, do some yoga, and you'll feel pretty good. And then the next thing I have kind of goes with the walking and the yoga is to meditate, which is something that I feel like I just keep saying these are some things that I don't do all the time, and it's true, I don't do them all the time, but I do them when I need them or when Brett is making me. But I'm glad that he does make me, because it does help me. Meditation has helped a lot, and there's a lot of forms of meditation that I didn't even realize. It doesn't have to be you sitting for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes and just sitting and breathing. It can be in many different forms, which maybe people just see as like deep breathing exercises, but I've had a couple of like important calls recently, and I always get nervous before talking to people about important things. I don't know how not to. So I will take a couple of minutes, and it's not me just sitting there in silence. Like, I just take it to myself and just breathe in and breathe out, and just like you're inhaling good energy, exhaling the bad. Get rid of it. That's how I like to see it before I have anything important that I have to do. And doing those deep breathing exercises or meditating before anything big or important makes me feel a lot better. And when I'm overwhelmed, when I'm stressed, it obviously makes me feel better, because when you meditate, you generally don't think about those thoughts and you don't think about all your worries. You're just trying to be present within yourself and just focus on your breathing, because then that will give you mental clarity. Try meditating, try different forms. You don't have to just be silent for however long. You can do a mantra. You can do this one thing that Brett and I watched about a professional league player slash coach now, and he was talking to a doctor, and this doctor said to do meditation that you just breathe in and breathe out every time you walk through a doorway, and this will make you more aware of your breath, and that could help you a lot. He said that's like one of the hardest things to remember, because you have to remember every time you walk through a doorway. Just play around with it and figure out what works for you, because the deep breathing has worked for me a lot. The next thing I put is to bake and cook. I baked over the weekend when Brett was here, and I forgot how fun it was. I made chocolate chip cookies, which were always my go-to thing to bake. I also love to make like banana bread or lemon loaf. Maybe I'll do a baking video in the future. But I was baking, and it was just so fun to put the ingredients together and to put them on the cookie sheet and to watch it bake and to turn into such like a sweet and awesome treat, because chocolate chip cookies are Brett and I's favorite. But it's also awesome to bake and then see if you can do better than you did last time, or trying a new recipe. These cookies, I swear, were the best cookies I ever had. Ever. And Brett agreed, which is insane. I just thought it was so fun, and it made me feel kind of accomplished by the end of it. And that goes for cooking as well. Trying new recipes is so fun, and it kind of pulls you out of your comfort zone. You can try new foods that maybe you haven't even ate at a restaurant. I did that this weekend with an Indian dish that I did, and Pinterest is your best friend for all of those ideas. And cooking just makes you like take time to prepare something that is going to be nourishing for you. It doesn't always have to be. You can cook comfort food, and I like to do that too, but you know what I mean. Taking time to do something new and to get away from all the stress and overwhelmingness. My next thing is to vent, and to vent to as many people as you want, or as little people as you want. And by as many people, I mean as many people as you trust. Don't just be venting to Bob Joe on the street. Like, vent to the people in your life that you know you can trust and that are there for you. So I love to vent to my friends. If I'm having like a really bad day, I will take a picture with my phone and just take a picture of me crying and send it into the group chat, and then I'll like send paragraphs about how terrible my day is or something. Venting is another form of taking the thoughts and emotions in your head and like pushing them out, kind of like journaling when you write it down. So I vent to my friends all the time. I vent to Brett probably every day. So significant others can be a big help, and that's what they're there for. That's what your support system is there for, because we could not go through this journey of life alone. If we did, I would go fucking crazy. We can't do it alone. So use your resources slash support system and talk to the people you trust and just let it all out, because once it's out, I can guarantee you're gonna feel a lot better. And then the last thing I put is taking yourself on a date. And it doesn't mean going to spend a bunch of money if you don't want to. Sometimes treat yourself. Get you whatever you've been wanting. If you don't want to spend a lot of money, you can combine this with cooking, and cooking your favorite meal, or cooking a new meal and having a date with yourself at home, and then maybe putting on your favorite movie or a new movie and going to the gas station and getting candy, and really just like make it a date night, but all on your own and just for you, to help you feel better. And I think that is so fun, and I did it the other night and like binge watched Outer Banks. So taking yourself on a date and really like treating yourself the way you would want to treat a friend or treat a significant other, but doing it alone is so nice, and it will take you away from that mental fog that you had for a while, and then you can come revisit it, and maybe it'll be easier to decipher and sift through. Taking yourself on a date and prioritizing loving yourself is something that always helps when you are trying to like reset your mental state. Those are all the tips that I had. They're kind of simple tips, but I think they're tips that people need to hear or don't always think about doing when they're in a bad mood, because they're like, oh, I'm in a bad mood, I don't want to do anything, I just want to sit around. No, get up, help yourself, love yourself, and do these things to help you get out of where you are and into a better place. And these are things that I've been doing recently because I've been beyond stressed, beyond overwhelmed. I can't even explain, just because There's so much going on. I could like rip my hair out, but I won't. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope any of these tips could have helped you. And just know you're not the only one going through all this. Life is hard and a lot of people have a hard time, including me, including probably everyone. So just remember you're not alone and that you will get through this and it will get better. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe down below. Give this video a like and I'll see you in the next video, which should be on Sunday. Bye guys!